All right, let's do a little bit of Ukraine because, and then we'll do the Ugopnik slur video. Don't worry, we'll do the Ugopnik slur video. He also sent it to me to react to it. I've been taking my sweet ass time not reacting to it. But we still got some news to cover. Specifically, Ukraine accuses Russia of lying about Putin residence attack. Like I said, in the midst of this definitely going to happen peace process that seems like it's totally real and not different than and totally different than the 15 other times where there was supposedly a peace process at play. Russia accused Zelensky's shooters of trying to slime out Adolf Hitler. Okay.
Snowy Moscow this morning, the Kremlin keeping up its latest flurry of accusations against Ukraine. That Kyiv was trying to undermine progress towards a peace deal by launching a drone attack on one of Vladimir Putin's residences. Ukraine has ridiculed the claims, but Russia nonetheless promising to toughen its stance.
The diplomatic consequences of these actions by the Kiev regime will be a tougher negotiating position of the Russian Federation. As for the military consequences, our military knows how and when.
By the way, Rainey draws a lot. Thank you for the 25. Get the subs. Once again, the Piker Broadcasting Service has fallen off. Ladies and gentlemen, PBS, the Piker Broadcasting Service, has fallen off. My ops are making videos about how my subscription count is no longer as high as it once was. So I'm here to tell you that you can support the Piker Broadcasting Service if you would like to. A voluntary subscription in the form of a $6 one or a gifted sub that you can offer to other people will be one of the best ways of supporting the broadcast. PBS is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. Thank you. Your subscriptions maintain my editorial independence. Anonymous, thank you for the 10. Chica, Legal Heretic with a 25. A Cunning Pigeon with a 10. W Comrade with a 10. God damn. Jen Lime, thank you for the 25. Sheesh. I love the burger. Thank you for the 10. Andrew Filer, thank you for the 20. Unionized, thank you for the 5. Nin Pyro, thank you for the 20. Space Cap, thank you for the 5.
And to respond.
That military today releasing images of what it said were its Oreshnik.
No election happening this season to boost your numbers, law. Wait, what? To boost my numbers? There is an election coming up. It's called the midterms, chatter.
Hypersonic, nuclear-capable missile.
Roach from Asmongold's room. Thank you for the 20. You are a well-fed roach. Tinsid, thank you for the 10. God damn. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Being deployed in Belarus. Ukraine's president says Russia is planning to strike government buildings in Kyiv using the alleged Ukrainian attack as a pretext. Russia claims Ukraine launched 91 drones in a mass attack on the Putin residence. They would have had to fly more than 400 miles through heavily defended airspace en route to the target, a sprawling complex on the northeastern shore of Lake Valdai, itself guarded by 12 nearby air defense batteries. There are no local reports of any explosions on the ground or in the air. And Russia's defense ministry says only 18 drones were intercepted over the entire Novgorod region last night.
I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
President Trump meeting the Israeli Prime Minister yesterday challenged on whether U.S. intelligence...
It's so funny that when Vladdy Poo says they try to slime me, your boy Zell Disney, he came after me. Trump immediately is like, that's true. That I bet that's real. I mean, it could be. It could be. Also, fair is fair, okay? All is fair in love and war, baby. You can't be complaining that they hit one of your residences, you know? You're fucking bombing the country and invading it, you know? Oh, no. I can't believe it.
It's had any evidence it had happened.
Yeah. What are they supposed to do? Not try to kill you? Like, It's so stupid.
You're saying maybe the attack didn't take place. It's possible too, I guess. But President Putin told me this morning it did.
As for the
Reed,
timing
thank you for
of
the
this,
20 gifted.
politically, it wouldn't be a very judicious moment to strike in this way.
No, I mean, for all sorts of reasons. Firstly, there is an informal etiquette, shall we say, that you don't go after the other side's leaders or else you face that same threat yourself. Secondly, it would risk doing away with all of the goodwill generated by Zelensky's trip to Florida. And third,
Oh my God. Bro, they're dropping Ukraine like a bad habit. Oh, wait. God damn. God damn. I mean, he's not wrong. There is like a rule around this sort of stuff, even though seemingly nobody fucking cares about the rules anymore. I mean, Israel blew that shit wide open, right? But the rule is, at least like with established state heads, you're not supposed to do that. Israel blew that wide open with Yemen. So it's kind of strange that they're even bringing this up, seemingly as a counter to why this would be damaging if true. Instead of like, I feel like a couple of years ago they would defend this. They would be like, no, Ukraine has every right to do this. They've been invaded. And also, Zelensky has had. He's not dropping them. He's just arguing they didn't do it. I mean, probably. The battleground with the... Wait, what? That's not comparable? No, it's not comparable if you were to say Hezbollah or Hamas. But with Ansar Allah, it's like the de facto government. What the fuck are you talking about? U.S. and Israel murder leaders all the time. That rule only exists for whatever the people... No, I know. Guys, stop. I know that. I understand that, okay? I'm saying that. The etiquette is bullshit, but even beyond the etiquette always being bullshit, Israel has been able to also bust the fucking etiquette so much in the last 3 years at this point, 2 years, that it's virtually impossible to conduct an argument around this etiquette. There's no such thing as like war crimes anymore. Left-wing conspiracy. I just spent several years battling the government for Freedom of Information Act requests, documents proving CIA involvement in a foreign crisis, only for the White House press secretary to admit it, and nobody cared. Right-wing conspiracy. Has anyone noticed there's a lot of daycares? Wait, what? Assuming that each of these daycares has only 20 kids, that's nearly 80,000 spots for kids. Boston only has 107K residents under 18 years old. The simple math would indicate that a large portion of these have to be empty. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It hurts so much. It hurts so much to think. Is probably what this guy is saying. Ah. I just... Oh, I can't say. It's fine. Let's just move on. Let's just move on from it.
thirdly, the problem is Zelensky did in his Christmas address pretty openly wish for Putin's death. And so
See, I told you, they're fucking dropping Ukraine, bro.
In that context, again, this would look a little bit too on the nose.
On Monday, Vladimir Putin ordered his generals to seize the Ukrainian city of Zaporizhia. On its streets today, that too dismissed as part of the Russian information war.
Honestly, I don't take it seriously. These are the thoughts of an idiot.
I don't believe Putin will accept any peace deal. He's such a... He doesn't want to give anything up. He wants to grab everything. This is why I don't believe anything will come out of the peace talks.
President Putin was in front of the cameras again today, talking to his deputy defense minister about care for injured veterans of his special military operation. Almost a mirror image in Kyiv.
It's the most special. That's why it's been going on for so long. The more it goes on for, the more special it is.
Where President Zelensky was handing out housing certificates to Ukrainian soldiers and their relatives. Also announcing today the latest round of diplomacy with a meeting of the leaders of the so-called Coalition of the Willing in Paris a week today.
You can tell it's the end of the year. Some of today's Russian papers are pre-planned special editions reviewing 2025 and therefore do not cover yesterday's dramatic news. Russia's claim that Kyiv targeted one of Vladimir Putin's official residences with attack drones.
Peace terms now depend on the feet of Russian soldiers. Where they step, that's ours.
A claim categorically denied by Ukrainian officials. But the ultra-pro-Kremlin Komsomolskaya Pravda writes about it. And this piece by the paper's war reporter suggests that Moscow may use this moment, nearly 4 years after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, to exert even more pressure on Kyiv. The sabre-rattling here is off the scale. The headline, Russia now has a free hand. The writer claims we may be witnessing a turning point in the special military operation, Russia's war on Ukraine. The attack on the Valdai residence completely unties our hands. The Russian president once said, "We haven't even got going yet. Now it's time." The whole world is frozen in anticipation of our response. It's up to the president to decide what that will be. What would I like to see? The main thing is that it should be decisive and devastating. He goes on to call for the targeting of senior Ukrainian security officials, for Russia to try out its latest weapons, and for a change in Russia's negotiating stance. From now on, the terms of a long-term peace will totally depend on the feet of Russian soldiers. As we know, where they step, that's ours. This is what we mean by a review of our negotiating position. If before, for peace, it was enough for Ukraine to pull out of 4 regions, now another 2 or 3 regions could be added to that. Trump may help end the war on our terms. As someone who has survived 2 assassination attempts, he has a lot more arguments to support this now. At time of writing, no evidence has been presented to back up the claim of a Ukrainian attack on Vladimir Putin's residence. We'll see what develops today. The headline in the Russian government paper, Rossiyskaya Gazeta, the alleged attack will not go unanswered. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin has been talking to military chiefs about seizing more territory, what he calls liberation. Not only of the whole Donbass region, but Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. There is no sign Moscow is about to stop fighting in Ukraine. Izvestia's review of the year contains a whole page of Russia's latest weaponry. And of course, all these reviews of 2025 feature the US-Russia summit in Alaska, which Moskovsky Komsomolets claims continues to have such a positive influence on relations between the two countries.